Hi, this is Jody from Poppywinkle, and I've been having a great time with my pop-up nature journal. Boop! And a lot of people were asking me about collage because I do tend to use a lot of collage on my pages. Um, I'm making each chapter cover is going to be a collage. So I thought I'd talk about collage a little bit. First thing I do is I gather some supplies. I like to almost always put some book pages in the background, for, lay it down first. Different colors, different ages, and I like it because it's neutral. I also get some neutral-ish stickers if I have them. Now these aren't true neutral, but they might work. They might work. And I tend to work in one color. So today I'm doing blue with little hints of rust. And so I got some cardstock. I got some rickrack that I happen to have. I have no idea if I'm going to use any of this, but I like to have it. I like to see it, I like to have it around me. I always have some washi tape on hand, also in the blue. And then I go through my ephemera storage journal and I pick out all the stickers and little things I have, and I store them all by color, so it's really easy, to just go and get all the things of the one color, because that's how I work. And I don't know why I work that way. I'm not sure if it's because I just like things to be only one color, or if it's because I'm not good enough yet to do more than one color. I have yet to figure that out. But so that's my method right now. But anyway, I'm going to put a link to how I made this because I've had it for so long and it works so well and I love it. So in case you're interested in having one. So then, yeah, here's my stickers, all sorts of here's little reinforcements in the blue. I'm going to have a title page or a title box on it because it's the chapter cover. So this is kind of my main focal point, which you don't have to have, but I do. You also need some scissors, some glue. I tend to use rubber cement, but I happen to be out of it, but this has been working well. Tombow liquid glue. It doesn't wrinkle up. If you don't use too much, like if you don't slap it on real thick, it doesn't wrinkle up your pages. And then at the very, very, very end, I like to put a coat of Mod Podge over it, real thin. I just brush it on really, really thin, but you don't have to do that. But I like it because it keeps everything where it should be. So this is how I start. I usually take a corner of book page, something like this, and you have a straight edge here, and just rip it and use that straight edge to make a frame. So I'm leaving a little, maybe an eighth of an inch of the page, and I'm making a frame around it. Not, not crazy all over the place, but just the hint of a frame. This was a piece of paper I had, this one and this one. And it was pretty neutral, but it also had my blue and my rust colors that I'm going to be using. And so I thought that would probably be okay. So even though it's not quite all the way neutral, it's got my colors in it. And then I also put a different page in the center. Now this stuff, that line is actually the page. This is coffee dyed. So that's just part of the page. So there I have a kind of a neutral background with a frame around it. And I like to have that frame. I do not stay within the frame usually. Like here's a frame, but I went out and I went out. So, but I like to start with the frame. That just keeps everything, I don't know, keeps it nice. So I've got my lines, my horizontal lines, my vertical lines. You know, nothing's too wild because I'm going to get wild on top of this. Next thing I did was I took some washi tape. I actually used 3 different kinds, all blue. I used this one, and this one I used as to continue the frame. So I used this to also reinforce the frame here, here, and here. And then I made some horizontal lines with these 2. Now, it's a lot of color. I don't always add this much color right away. So the good thing about washi tape is you can just peel it up and get rid of it. So I may not like this after we're done, but we'll see. Since this page has a focal point, this title, I took some double-sided tape and just put this on here very temporarily. It keeps it in my mind so I can work around it, but it also lets me move it if I decide I want it a little, you know, somewhere else as things go on. So this is my first thought. I put my favorite little bird up here, my Eastern bluebird, love them. I'm not sticking it down too hard. It's a sticker, but I'm not pushing it down. I had to up this a little because I wanted his little head to pop up above the frame, just a tad. And I wanted him to stand on the sign. So I had to pop this up. So this is why I never do anything too firm. And then I put this guy here because I like my horizontal, not firm at all. I like my horizontal and my vertical lines to be obvious, boom, boom, boom. And I like my diagonal lines to be a little subtle. So there's a diagonal, bang, 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 but it's subtle. Surprise! So I filmed that last bit last night when I put the washi tape on, and when I saw it this morning in the light of day, it was teal. It was too teal. It was not blue. It didn't look good with this blue I'm using. And so luckily washi tape pulls right up, and that's what I did. I pulled it up and I replaced it with this wild stuff, but it actually has real blue in it. So we'll see. We'll see. And then I had some very plain washi tape, just like a small pattern, kind of gray and white, but a neutral kind of 1, 2. I did those horizontally, and I did these vertically, and we'll see if that drives me crazy. We'll see. And then, oh, I also didn't like I didn't like that I hadn't inked around this because, and I didn't ink around it because I don't have any blue ink. So then I thought, well, wait, what if I took a marker? This is an alcohol marker. And I thought, what if I took an alcohol, or the only marker I have, what if I took a marker and kind of put it on my dauber? Would that work as ink? Because I really wanted ink around there, and yay, yay it does. So there's a good idea. I have now 24, maybe 38, I don't know. I have a bunch of colors of ink. Yay. Because I really only have a few, and that's a great tip. So, okay. So now I'm going to get on with my collaging. So next thing I did was I saw some blank spaces up here. I put a little reinforcement up here with the horizontal and vertical lines running along my page. But what I have found, oh, and I put this little thing here to just to take up some blank space. What I have found is that things look way better if you connect them. So I'm not sure if you can see that, but instead of just having that out there by itself, I connected it to the bird with another little sticker. And then instead of having this out there by itself, I'm going to connect it to my birds word with a butterfly. So they just look more integrated. I still feel like stuff needs to go on here, but I'm just working as I work. Here's where I am now. I decided I needed a little more color in this butterfly, so I switched it out and put a different one down there. And then I used these washi tape circles that my daughter got me, which are very cool. And I pulled out all the blue ones and I just put them up there because that just felt like it needed a little something. So far I'm feeling like that area, that top area, nothing's committed yet, but that's feeling good. And this is what I want to say. When I put something down on paper, I want to love it. You know, I'm creating, I want it to be gorgeous. And it isn't always. And so it's, you know, you have to look at it and you have to be truthful. Do I love this? Is it working? You know, I'm still not sure any of this is working, but pieces of it are. And so I'm going with it. And you just have to think about it as you go and give yourself the space and time to decide whether you're loving it, whether it's good enough. It doesn't have to be perfect, good Lord, it'll never be perfect. But you know, it's a thing. It's a little bit of a thing. So I completed in my mind this area here. I wanted a little something extra. And so I used a circle and a rectangle and I connected it to these. So it's all touching. And I'm thinking that's good. I'm thinking that area is good. I like that. And then I put this here, this diagonal following kind of the angle of this diagonal. And I really like that. This video is starting to get long, so I'm going to stop it here and pick it up with the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.